Hello and a warm welcome to a very special podcast series, Unusual Suspects. I'm your host, Gaurav Choudhury. This is a series about unraveling stories of entrepreneurs, investors, professionals, and philanthropists who are disruptors, yet not in your face. Their disruptions have consistently delivered on the purpose that they've embarked on. Their values are as strong as the mission. While they're relentless in pursuing their ambition, they're not just admired for their ruthless pursuit, but also for building an ecosystem of believers who are consistently pushing the boundaries. In each episode, I speak to one such leader, talking to him or her or them about their lives, inspirations, challenges, pivot moments, turning points, successes, failures, and of course, the little joys of life and work. It is as much about their personal life stories as about their professional journeys. Unusual Suspect streams on Earshot.in, Spotify.com, Apple Podcasts, Geo7, MoneyControl.com, and a host of other podcast streaming platforms and directories. Our guest today for this episode is Sanjay Nigam, one of India's most celebrated fashion entrepreneurs, investors, and mentors in this space. His latest initiative, Fashion Entrepreneur Fund, is opening access to funding and distribution for India's next fashion unicorns. Aiming to democratize and disrupt the fashion industry, this platform brings together designers, business tycoons, and celebrities on an engaging reality OTT series produced by Dharmatic Entertainment. Welcome to the show, Sanjay. Delighted to have you here.
Thank you, Gaurav, for having me. Thank you so much.
Sanjay, let's start off with something very fundamental,
Right?
very basic, but also very, very important and essential. I'm talking about disruption here. Disruption is a word you generally don't associate with the fashion industry. When you talk about disruption, you talk about technology. And in the fashion world, as speaking as an outsider, I'm saying that disruption in fashion is generally associated with kind of clothes or or fabric or garments that probably you will not see in modern day or day-to-day use. However, you are seeking to disrupt the fashion industry. How does disruption work in the fashion industry, and how is it going to help the ecosystem?
So, Gaurav, I would like to mention few things before I start the answer. Disruption in fashion is already started. And according to me, and you can see that fashion is no longer about the glamour. It's become a game changer. It's
Right.
become a serious business.
Right.
It's not about the style. It's not about the how glamorous are you looking. It's become a commerce. So Indian commerce is so much developed and developing by the fashion. Earlier, like almost a decade or two, have we seen that only 5-10 people in fashion they're doing everything. But now with the commerce, you can see a person from tier 2, tier 3 cities selling. Earlier they were selling 300 pieces, now they're selling 3,000 pieces.
Right.
Disruption in fashion has been started. What lack earlier was, which we were filling with FEF, is mentorship, as a connection, right money, right network, and right channel to understand how you're going to make a perfect sale and sustain. So this is how we're changing the system.
Sanjay, let me ask you something about, of course, I'll talk about the access to markets that has come through digital commerce and how it has opened up a whole new window of opportunities for fashion startups and fashion entrepreneurs, even in small towns, to actually reach out to customers far beyond the local geographies. But I'll come to that in a moment. I need to understand a few things about how technology works in the fashion industry. How is technology actually helping in innovation, in design, and what is the role that technology is playing and disrupting in the fashion space with respect to India, particularly, and also generally across the world?
So you see that tech has become new tailor now. From the Instagram commerce, from the AI, with the e-commerce sites, all led by a digital world. Now you can see anything and you wish to purchase it, you'll get it within a day, or sometimes people started you can get a same day.
Right.
So technology is doing a pivot role in the entire system. With the technology, now everyone is scaling. Now you need some designs. With the tool of AI, with the tool of digital, you can create it immediately. You can circulate that and check reviews that this design, this art is going to be sellable or not.
Right.
So everything has become so important and so handy with the technology. I mean, technology is booming, and with the technology, India is booming now.
Absolutely. Very well said, because technology is the new tailor now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, as you said, now how technology is enabling you to do a dipstick market research even before you actually launch the product of a particular.
Absolutely. And nowadays you don't need you don't need that shop in your physical one. You can sell it via Instagram.
Absolutely.
So you just don't need any that burning investment,
Absolutely.
and you don't need that lot of marketing expense. You just start your page, start putting your images, and shop is ready.
Absolutely.
This is how technology is doing.
Technology has actually dismantled the cost, or brought
Absolutely.
down the cost
Absolutely.
of real estate, particularly, and also
This is
the marketplace.
you can reach one to one with people
Right.
with the technology. Now is everything is easy. Word is become a cell phone.
Absolutely, and that brings me to the next question. It's about D2C, direct to consumer. There, of course, very large e-commerce marketplaces, but we also have, millions of D2C brands now in India, particularly in small tier 2 and tier 3 towns, doing remarkably well and filling a massive gap. What is the advice that you would give to someone who's starting off as a fashion entrepreneur in a small town?
I think any kind of business, especially a startup, somebody who's putting money from the parent side, maybe taking some loan, maybe doing some fund generation. What they need to understand: don't be emotional.
Right.
Take it as a serious business, and always maintain economics, because a lot of founders, a lot of startup fail due to emotion.
Right.
They take the art so much seriously, they forget to they're not working towards the selling point, or maybe maintaining the chain. Those things are very much important. One, you should be loyal to your customer.
Right.
B, should be resale, repurchase value. Then third, you have to count each rupees.
That's right.
Right, that's very much important. Being a fashion site, like, it's almost time. It's become very much emotional toward the brand.
Right.
Good to be emotional, but understand the market.
Right.
Market is the key, and market research is the key, which takes you longer.
Absolutely. Sanjay, let's come to your brainchild now, which is the Fashion Entrepreneur Fund. Tell us something about it. Why did you launch this? And you have got together, a lot of celebrities. There's a lot of celebrity muscle that you have brought in here. People like Akshay Kumar and Karan Johar are associated with it. Dharmatic Entertainment is producing the reality series, and there's a lot of investment that has taken place. What's your view? First, how did it come about, and why did you launch this? What was the idea behind this? And second, do you think Indian fashion needs more of such a hand-holding, the one that you're doing now?
See, I always used to say, India doesn't need a lot of fashion weeks. India needs fashion business.
Right.
And there's a lot of talent in our country. I mean, there's a lot of fashion institute. There's a lot of, in tier 2, tier 3 cities, a lot of young founders, young designers. But they're not getting through towards the sales generation or maybe recognition. So if we are born with a simple thought that there's a lot of talent, now we're going to make it ecosystem. It's very simple. You may have a talent, but you're lacking the fund. You may have a money, but you're lacking the mentorship. You may have a mentor, you have fund, but yet you're lacking the system.
Right.
So FAF is an ecosystem where we are handling all three sectors. One, we're investing in your brand. Second, we are launching this OTT series where we're going to make you a famous.
Right.
Why Bollywood? Because it's India, either cricket or Bollywood.
Right.
Only two things can make you successful.
Right.
So we have taken support from the Bollywood, and as idea was so noble, so Akshay Kumar and Karan Johar both came to us with the thought that let's do this.
Right.
So it's a disruptor in the market, it's an ecosystem in the market. You can see that either you see the big designer or maybe very small layer.
Right.
There is a huge gap in that between. FPF is going to fill that gap.
Absolutely.
Each and every Indian maybe who's sitting in Jabalpur or maybe some village, they have all the right to wear fashionable garment. If they're going to get something which is a designer made garment and sustainable and economical, they are going to wear it. I mean, why not? This is
Absolutely.
our dream.
And I believe this is the first of its kind in India, this show, and it's also probably one of India's, if not the first, made in India show, in a sense that it's not a franchise of a global show
Yeah,
like Shark Tank.
absolutely. I mean, it took us 4 years to start from the idea to in practical, and now we have done everything. It's going to release. But what main thing we have maintained? It should be Bharat ka show.
Right,
It should be homegrown label. It should be Indian platform.
right,
So the common thing is original Indian show, Indian celebrities,
right,
Indian founders, and Indian OTT Geo. So our aim was make everything which is made in India, because we all need to work towards our nation, and this is going to be. I want to like to tell you, this is the only Indian OTT reality series which is not licensed. The concept is everything is originate from us.
right.
So there is so many things, and obviously the one thing is common: India.
Right, right, absolutely right. Let me come to something that is very close to you, and you keep on saying local for global, particularly for the fashion industry in India, and it's estimated, the potential size is 130 billion dollars over the next 5, 6, 7 years. However, and there's no gainsaying the fact that we have a very rich history in fashion in India,
Right.
particularly in terms of design and craftsmanship. Uh, However, there are lots of challenges, and we haven't been actually, been successful to make Indian fashion uh, arrive on the global stage in the manner that we would have liked to, or the potential suggests. What are the key challenges that you see, and how can this be overcome?
I believe there have been some mistakes, which being Indian or being people who have been in fashion, they did it. See, you can see that all international top luxury brand using the Indian fabric. They're making their garment by using Banasi fabric or Resham or whatever, all the fabrics. Even now, we have seen that news that Kolhapuri is uh, in some international brand stores.
Right,
Being an Indian, it was our responsibility to taking care of it
right,
and develop it. But while time we forgot to maintain those things, and this is the, I mean, worldwide, what people cherish, made in India fabric,
right.
made in India things, but nobody got that credit, due credit. Never anybody got it. In our system, what we're going to do? We're going to develop this thing. I mean, there's a lot of art in India, karigars, artisan, lot of craft, heritage. Our duty and our motto is to develop that and show the world that this is the India. It's hypothetical. I mean, just a thought. Have you ever noticed that all the movies in Oscar, which movie selected from India? Mother India to Homebound, where we have shown that India is poor, India is rural, but one common thing, all the movies got selected because of one thing. All movies have heritage of fashion in India, from
That's
Mother
right.
India, sari, till Homebound, that whatever we are wearing in our villages.
That's right.
So this is how the world is celebrating Indian
Fashion.
attire or
Yeah,
fashion, but this is our duty now to uplift it.
absolutely.
So in our show, in our ecosystem, we are only working towards the sustainable homegrown make in India.
Absolutely. Sanjay, another thing that is that it's a challenge for Indian startups, particularly in the fashion space, is scalability. And many startups with a huge degree of promise and potential actually fall by the wayside because they find they can't scale. And scalability is, of course, a function of capital, deep capital availability for long periods of time. How do you think we can overcome that? Is it just about availability of capital, or how do we actually enable scaling of Indian fashion industry from ideation through the go-to market and eventually capturing the world?
So I agree with you. According to me, creativity starts the fire, but system makes it burning. Lot of startup or business which is doing fashion or maybe overall businesses, they get failed not because of the uh, money, but because of lack of system.
Right.
They didn't track numbers, they didn't track team, they never understand the mathematics and metrics. I believe with the art, you need to become a business person
Right.
and you need to take full control on numbers, your supply chain, your customer retain value. These are the key points. You start your business with the passion, but then you have to maintain it in a serious way. So
Absolutely.
they lack seriousness. Obviously the business of fashion is a burning money business. You need to have that patience also to run it. You don't be that in 6 months you just keep changing things, not settling in a one thing. That is also a bigger problem. So this is in our system. We are not just funding fashion shows, we are making fashion companies with the right system.
Absolutely. Sanjay, you said that startups are crucial for India's fashion business, but previously we also talked about how Instagram and platforms such as these are actually enabling a lot of fashion startups to start their own businesses in smaller towns and cities. Uh, what, in your view, is the contribution that they're making to India's evolving fashion industry?
I think those people and that young India has become the Indian fashion runway and they're leading India at a global mark. India, because of them, India is not being only India, is become a trophy of fashion. And they are making, I believe they're making IP of fashion
Right.
because young generation and the especially people who are coming from the small cities, they have different mindset.
Right.
They are very much clear, focused, and they know what they need. So I think current situation, our GDP or future or what $1 trillion economy is going to be with fashion, they are the main key stakeholder changing the fashion in India and business.
Sanjay, you've often said, and you have told me before also, what matters is metrics after all, because this is business we are
Right,
doing. And a key metric or a marker for a success of a business is any line of business is the repeat customers,
right.
which is why data becomes so significantly important. In the fashion industry, how do you actually marry or blend data driven decisions with creative innovation? Because creativity remains the strongest pillar of the in the fashion space. However, since we are talking about consumers here, customers here, data driven decision makings are equally important too. So, how do you blend the two, Sanjay?
I believe in data, but I also follow the instinct. I mean, data is there, but you have to be with soul. This is a blend. I mean, in any business, you can't be only data driven, and you can't be only driven towards your creativity. When you have the blend of both of things, then it's become business. So in business, soul is important, data is important, and metrics though obviously is very much important. But yet founders need to think from heart also, because the heart keeps you that fire, and your soul and your mindset make the business. It's not
Absolutely.
about the only data or money, it's you. So
Absolutely.
people used to ask me, what do you believe to invest? Business or founders? I always say, business can change. I need founders that can
Absolutely.
run the business.
Absolutely. That brings me to the final question. And you talked about soul, and you have often said that fashion is not just about clothes, it's also about ourselves. As a fashion entrepreneur, particularly someone who's starting out in the fashion space to set up an enterprise, how does he or she ensure that they continue to retain the quote unquote values or their values while continuing to scale and also, try and remain very relevant in the evolving market space?
I think the one thing is very common. They need to be original and authentic. Authenticity always pay off well. You just need to stick with your design, your idea, and with your mindset. While going further, if you keep changing things, won't pay you well. So you have to be that passionate yet patience and calm, and stick on your idea.
That's right.
Don't just keep changing and going here and there. You know, the today's word is very disturbing. You seeing things in 3 seconds and 3 minutes in other somebody's reel,
Right.
and you thought, oh, I'm not doing wrong. No, no, you should stick on your goal and your vision.
Absolutely. Stick to your goal and a vision. Very well said, Sanjay. And thank you so much for taking the time out and having this conversation with us, to have this conversation with us on a range of issues, from fashion industry to capital to entertainment to originality to innovation, and of course, the OTT show are one of its kind in India. Thank you so much
Thank you so
for
much,
this
and
show.
I would like to say thank you to you. Plus, the show we made for India, we made for our system, and each and everybody should watch it. So, Pitch to Get Rich, you and everyone should watch it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So that's it from us for this episode of Unusual Suspects. Do drop by and stay tuned for upcoming episodes. Thank you so much.